All right, welcome. So this is how we're going to fill an air bottle for a 4 Mile Fire Department. So first of all, we're actually going to put the bottle into the slot, hook this up, making sure it's tight, making sure the bleeder valve is closed. When you close this, you want to make sure there's no rotation that would allow for an air leak. Next, and we're filling from the tanks, not the compressor, we're going to open up fully one of the tanks to start with. So let's say bank 4, we'll open that up. This is the source of your air to fill the bottle. It is currently marked to storage. You can also mark it to compressor, which is going to be a slower fill, but necessary if all the banks are empty. Your regulator for the bottles in 4 Mile that are rated at 4,500 PSI, you are going to use this to increase and set the regulator at 4,500 PSI. Set it to 4,700 PSI because due to the heat that's created, oh yeah. The inlet pressure on this gauge should match your source pressure. In this case, bank 4, if we were using bank 4, you'd want it to match your inlet pressure gauge down here.
After you open that bank.
After you open this all the way, yes.
Okay.
So you have 3 spaces for bottles. So wherever you have them hooked up, let's say we had a bottle in fill number 3, you will crack this slowly until you hear air. The pace for filling a bottle is going to be about 2 minutes. So you'll be able to see the gauge just slowly move towards 4,500. Pace it to prevent any risk of damage to the seals or generating too much heat, which will mean an elevator pressure. Slow is golden. Once your bottle reaches 4,700 PSI, as you've set your fill pressure to, you will close this. And at that point, you can remove the bottle, which you are going to do by, again, first very slowly.
Close the bottle.
First by closing the bottle. That's why he's the chief. And then very slowly opening the bleed valve. At that point, once all the air, and you'll be able to hear it, is out, you can unscrew the bottle, and it's full, and you can remove it. After that, you will close down any banks you had opened.
If one bank drops below 4,500, you need to close that entirely and then open the next one.
And now that you have your bottles filled and you're ready to leave the next person with air in the banks by hitting the compressor on, letting them fill, and I would return it off. Oh, and bleed the pressure out also here, so it can be reset by the next person. All right, anything else?
Covered it well.